Hi there, my name is Kasper. I just want to show a little bit about how to insulate an attic. I'm half through the job. This is a quite common situation in an old house where you have an attic or something like this you want to insulate. So this is the windbreaker, and this is also a windbreaker, but it's wooden fiber. It's 15 millimeters. This is behind this is the outside panel. This is one way to do it, and it's not something you can always do because it depends on how exposed it is to the weather and how the wooden panel on the outside is done. If it has to be no easy way for the water to come in, then you can do it like this, because now there's no space between the outer panel and this one, which is of course not ideal, but in quite a few cases you can do it like this. This is asphalt impregnated wooden fiber, and this one is produced by Hunton. So here I put it on the beam just to break the cold from coming in, and the wooden panel on the inside will be mounted directly on this one, and then on these ones. And in here I will fill it with wooden fiber insulation. The solution you see up here, because I wanted the gap here so I can put in insulation here, so there's not too much cold being transported in here. It will stop here. You can see it. Here I filled in insulation here, so now I'm ready to put the insulation here. Here you see the membrane on the inside that slows down the moisture. Then you see the wooden fiber, and then you see the windbreaker here. Best to tape it so you got good control of the moisture. This is a quite common situation in old houses. This house is from 1921. This thing here was built later on, maybe 1940s or something. But this corner here this is one way to do it. I started with this one, and I just let them go pars here. Then you cut it with a fine multi-tool here. One of these ink lines. There's a string here. It's more precise and it doesn't leave a lot of residue all over the place. Try to cut an angle. Then you put the wooden piece, and the wooden piece you let it goes past maybe 2 centimeters to make it flush as much as possible. Then you at this side here start in the bottom and work your way up. Then you can plane this one down. Start with the chisel and then take the rest with the plane. Just follow the angle here. This is probably not the traditional way to do it, but you kind of need something in between if you don't want the wood on top, because it's very difficult to make them flush here. I mean, they started out even, but then quite soon they became uneven, so they don't meet exactly. And that's probably because this wall is not in completely angled. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why. And this is a good way to insulate an old house. Then you can avoid the plastic. But then you have to use a membrane meant for the wooden fiber, and this membrane is open to moisture. The whole idea is that the moisture will leave the wall faster than it goes into the wall. That's the whole idea. Wooden fiber, it's more dense, it stabilizes the temperature and insulates pretty well, and also it can handle the moist much better than glass insulation. So in old houses the wooden fiber is preferred, and probably even in new houses, but definitely in old houses. If you want to put up some cables for the electricity, you can do it like this. Just make sure they are mostly on the warm side, of course, so you don't get condensation inside them, and then you can just get the electrician to connect it all to the lamps. So this is one way to do it.